Well, you all know I've been hard on Lamar Jackson, saying that he's a running back playing quarterback and he's terrible, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I made, countless videos, and I was right. Lamar Jackson was horrible. Couldn't win a playoff game. Then he finally won when he played terrible. But as of now, I've actually changed my mind on him. I looked at what he's done this year, the added weight, the way his ball placement is, the accuracy in his throws. And I said to myself, this guy's a stud. And not only is he a stud, he's a genius. This guy bet on himself to dominate the NFL when everybody else would have took the sure money in his situation, because let's call a spade a spade. We didn't think he was that good because when he was in the playoffs, he folded. Last year, he didn't even play that good. But now he's playing like an MVP year again. So he bet on himself, and the Ravens didn't want to pay him. And guess what? When it goes to renegotiate, because he's a free agent next year, whatever the sign, he's going to say, you know what? I gave you guys a chance. You didn't want to do business. Well, guess what? Now it's closed. And you know who's going to be calling him? The Miami fucking Dolphins. It's only a formality now. That's where he grew up. That's his hometown. He's going back to Miami. Lamar Jackson will sign the biggest contract in NFL history, thanks to Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam, by the way, Ravens fans. So you couldn't afford him, but that's why you lost him. If you would have given him the money you wanted, he would be there. But he didn't sign because you didn't have the money, because Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry drove you guys out of the water. So now you lost Lamar Jackson, and guess where you are? The same place the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers are, trying to get a franchise quarterback. That's where you are after this year. The Miami Dolphins, conversely, will be able to sign him. They need a quarterback, because let's call a spade. Tua Tagovailoa was just not good. And his football career is in jeopardy anyway. So Lamar Jackson, he trolled everybody. When everybody thought this guy was horrible and should have signed that contract, I was one of them. He said, that's all right. You guys don't want me? I'll play out this contract, and I'll make twice as much as anybody else next year. That's what he's going to tell the Ravens. You don't have enough money to sign me. He's going to Miami. With those receivers in Miami and that team, of course, you'll have to have a good new coach because Mike McDaniel's horrible. Lamar Jackson's going to be a Miami Dolphin next year. And you can thank Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam and Deshaun Watson, because they made the quarterback market go so much higher than normally with that guaranteed money that the Ravens could not afford what Lamar Jackson wanted, therefore leaving him an excuse to get out of Baltimore and go to his hometown in go to his hometown in Miami. It's just a formality now, Ravens fans. You know it, and I know it. He's gone after this year. Maybe you win a Super Bowl this year. Your third one, by the way. Maybe you do. Maybe you get closer to Peter Brady instead of being Bobby Brady. And we all know Cousin Oliver, Cincinnati Bengals, they can't even win a title. But if you get a Super Bowl out of it, it's fine. But you lose your franchise quarterback, because he's going to Miami. It's a formality now. You know it as well as I do. The Ravens now are where the Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers are now, searching for franchise quarterbacks, because there's no way Lamar Jackson signs. Even if the Ravens come to him right now and say, okay, we'll give you what you wanted. They might have already done that. He's going to say, nope, I'm going to Miami, his hometown, where he grew up. He was a fan of that team when he was younger. So Lamar Jackson, I ripped you, and I was right when I ripped you, because I didn't think you were good. But you proved it this year. You added 26 pounds, and now you're throwing the ball like a dart and accurately. And guess what? You're going to be a Miami Dolphin next year. And you're going to dominate. And the Baltimore Ravens will never recover. Remember when I told you guys what Jimmy Haslam, Deshaun Watson, Andrew Berry, and Kevin Stefanski was doing with Paul DePodesta, making that money go way up there, guaranteed money, and guys like the Ravens ownership are crying about, I don't think it's fair. You know why you don't think it's fair? What's your name? I forget his name. I forget his name. But you know why you don't think it's fair? Because you don't have the money to pay him. You tried to lowball this guy, and you know what he said? Okay, we're not going to talk no more. I'll just go out and prove myself on the field. And guess what he did? And he's going to Miami. The Ravens got nothing. You might get a Super Bowl, but guess what? Deshaun Watson's coming back sometime this year. And you know what that means? That Super Bowl becomes unobtainable. Unobtainable. But doesn't matter. He's gone next year anyway. He's going to the Dolphins. It's a formality now. Like I said, this has been Lamar. Lamar is a genius. I hate to say it. I got played. We all got played. He's a fucking genius. He knew he wanted to go to Miami the whole time. And you know what? Some people thought even if Tua was healthy, if Tua is healthy, it doesn't matter. He's going to fucking Miami. He's 10 times better than Tua. So Lamar Jackson's plan all along was to go to Miami. The Ravens could offer him $300 million guaranteed right now. He's not going to sign it. He's going to Miami. So anyway, My hat's off to you, Lamar. You played me like a fiddle. He's probably watching YouTube with his boys and saying, "Look at this fucking clown here. Look at this cracker clown here, man." He played me like Lamar Jackson played me like a fucking fiddle, and I actually love it. I got played like a fiddle by a beast quarterback. So Lamar, my glasses are off to you. You played me like a fiddle. You have won me over as a fan. You're a beast, and I'm glad you're leaving Baltimore. I will say that. Ta-ta.